All right, good morning. We're going to do the rear brakes on a 2019 Eclipse Cross. I have the SEL version. I looked online, didn't see many videos. I seen one, it was kind of shitty to me. So I'm going to do one myself. And this is the first time I've done one with the electronic parking brake. Been working on cars for 30 years. Picked the perfect day to do it. So here we go. This is a Mitsubishi, so I already did the passenger side. So now I'm going to do the driver's side. So in the videos, I've seen a lot of talk about the electronic parking brake generating a code. So I toyed with this before I completely did the other side because I was concerned with that as well. But then I started asking myself, I do electronic work for a living. So I noticed this motor was just a simple DC motor. I did not see how it was providing any feedback, so I had to think through how the feedback portion works. And I looked online, did not see what I wanted to find, but I did notice that when you put the parking brake on, you'll feel the brake kind of pull away from your foot. So it's using a brake pressure sensor from the braking system is my determination. If I'm wrong, somebody clear me up, but I could not find any information and obviously I did not see any type of encoder or any type of feedback device in this motor. So I was fairly confident I'd get away with this with not generating a code. I believe what might generate the code is if some of you don't set this correctly, or if you push the parking brake with these off, they're just going to keep trying to find or keep going until they hit that pressure sensor. And if they don't over a certain amount of time, I'm sure that's what's going to generate the code. So don't activate the parking brake after you've taken these off. Undo the electronic parking brake before you remove these. And I'm not aware of any learn procedure or maintenance procedure. I have heard of it on other cars. So anyway, I did the other side, not generated a code yet. But the key is don't activate these things while they're off. So I got a battery to do this. I did use a 9-volt battery on the other side, but with toying with it, trying to figure out this going back and forth, I kind of wore the battery out. It wears a 9-volt battery out quick. But if you got a couple of them, you want to do that, fine. I had an extra battery laying around, so I'm going to do this. What's going to happen is you're going to hook this up for a minute. And you're going to hear the motor actuate. But if you notice, that piston came out. So we're going to change polarity. If you need to go to the auto parts store, pick up a little baggie of these. Harbor Freight has them of these wires. I keep them. They're not designed to pull a lot of current. Yes, I've smoked a couple of them knowing I was going to do it, but I was trying to get the job done. So just be aware. They're only going to handle, but for these are fine. The motor's only going to pull what current it pulls. I'm not getting into any of that today, but yeah, I'm trying to think out anything I left out. My brakes, that's the important thing. So I knew that this had electronic parking brake. When I ordered the brakes, I thought that I had bought the pads with electronic parking brake. So make sure when you order your pads, you order the ones with the that are made for electronic parking brake. The other ones will not work. Those came in, and this tab right here was offset a little bit. So make sure when you're buying these, it says for electronic parking brake. If it does not specifically say that, do not buy them. They will not work. So it does come with the hardware. Put your hardware on, little, clips and all that. Don't cheap out. Take your time, put it on. Once I put these on there, I will activate the parking brakes. If there is a code generated, I will put it in the comments. I'm not going to go do follow-up videos and all that, but I will start to answer the comments. And like I said, if a code generates on the dash, I will comment to that and what I had to do to fix it. But as of now, I've toyed with it on the passenger side and not generated it, so I'm fairly confident I'll be okay. Like I said, I think it uses that pressure sensor on the brake system to actually tell the ECM that, hey, I've reached my target. So anyway, I can't think of anything else I left out. Well, like I said, I'm going to change the polarity on these, and you're going to hear the motor. Here's a key, something I did not comment on yet. When you go in reverse, this piston's only going to move so far, and you're going to hear the motor just keep going, going, going. Like, well, why ain't my piston going back? You will have to take something and easily do like this and just push the piston back. So run your motor, you'll hear it go for a little bit, and then slowly, use a wedging force. You learn wedging in school, folks. So kind of lightly wedge that. You do not have to put a bunch of force on there. If you're having to muscle this thing, you're doing something wrong. Like I said, you're going to hear the motor whine for a little bit. You're not necessarily going to see this piston going back. You will see it coming forward, so you know you're in the wrong polarity. And then just easily push that thing back. And then once you hit the hard spot, give it a little more motor rotation. And then push it back. Do not roughhouse this thing. Do not roughhouse this. If you need extra assistance for whatever reason, put it in the comments. But like I said, you see the motor coming this way. You will not see the piston going that way. You have to do this after you run it for a few seconds. All right, I'm going to leave it there, folks. Later.